We good? All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the June 14th meeting of the Metropolitan School District of North Posey, and we'll open the meeting by joining me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we will note that Amy Will is not able to attend tonight. She is out of town for work and unable to join us. So Greg, you gonna fill in for Amy?
Yep.
All right. First item on the agenda is patrons' concern. We will mark the sheet accordingly that we had nobody sign up for that. Next item on the agenda is the minutes, claim docket, and consent items that were presented to you beforehand. Entertain a motion to approve the consent items as presented. We will, we'll probably pull all these out and do that separately. Are you guys okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. So, minutes, claim docket, consent items, minus Mrs. Walden's contract approval. We'll handle that on its own.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Mr. Oakley, seconded by Mr. Schmidt, to approve the consent items, minutes, and claim docket. Any comments or questions regarding that?
A couple of things really quickly. This evening we have Matt Weininger here with us. So he is going to be taking that position as the North Posey Junior High School and North Posey High School business teacher. So thanks for coming tonight, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
Just kind of like always look for you guys to kind of a face with a name. So, and then also we had Paige Rohr. She was not able to make it this evening. Her husband is taking the Gibson Southern basketball coaching position. And so they're in the process of selling their house in Washington, and they had an offer, so he had to get back up there. But she gave her wish, thank the board and appreciate them considering her for that position, the North Posey High School mathematics position. So, and also this evening, Dr. Streeter wrote in his recommendation letter for Jessica Shank for the transfer from North Posey Junior High School mathematics position to the North Posey High School physical education position, as well as the girls head basketball coaching position. Dr. Streeter and I discussed that situation because, as you all know, Waylon is the athletic director. So we wanted to kind of make sure that we addressed those concerns and how she was going to be evaluated, what would happen if parent concerns were brought forth, or questions and stuff. And Dr. Streeter, you want to address those, how you're going to handle those kinds of situations? I know you put it in your letter as well, but just kind of reemphasize that so that the community can hear that too. So.
Sure. I mean, we obviously understand the conflict of interest whenever your spouse is in the building and it's the athletic director. So what we would do is if we had a situation like that, then we would just skip that step. It would come straight to Mr. Fisher and myself. If there was an issue that it would come straight to the high school administration, and we would leave Coach Shank out.
So Jessica, I know I've been speaking with her. She's very excited about the girls head basketball coaching position. She's already, I know, has lots of plans for that. And Jessica, you want to share anything this evening as well?
Yeah, I'm just really excited for this opportunity. I'm 36 years old and been coaching basketball for the past 15 years, played college basketball. It's just been a part of my life since I was little, and I love it. I love these girls. I've gotten to know a lot of them very well. It's a great group of kids and families around here, and I'm just really excited for the opportunity. I think a lot of people know me here as Coach Shank's wife, or I think here I've had some medical issues and things, and so I not to say I need to prove myself. It's not that. I just want everybody to know that my background with basketball is, I've coached a lot. I've been a JV coach, I've been an assistant coach, I've been a head coach, coached a lot of travel basketball. I do have a really extreme passion for it. Unfortunately, like I said, some medical circumstances kind of had to take a back seat to some of that in the past couple of years, and having children. And now that Millie's going into preschool full time and Emery's in second grade, we feel like with our family situation, it's a good time for it. We have a lot of eager individuals within our community ready to build this. I've talked to a lot of former players, a lot of teachers and people within the community that are going to help us with that. And I'm really excited to get going. We had an open gym day with 20 girls there that showed up just, seventh grade through varsity, that just showed up ready to work and did a great job. Really excited. Our youth camp is next week. And, as the current JV coach, I've been able to still kind of do that. And so we're really excited about North Posey Lady Viking basketball.
Sounds awesome.
Outstanding. 20 kids, huh?
Yes.
And if it was Kentucky, some of them could play right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had at
Good.
8:30 this morning. We had a really good group at workouts, and then from 9:30 to 11:30 we had an open gym and had really good numbers at our high school. And then we had about 6 8th graders and a 7th grader that showed up to work. So it was good. We're excited.
That's outstanding. I know there's been a lot of hype in the lower levels that my kids kind of overlap and see, and so it's great to see that
Right.
continuing.
I think what I've noticed and gathered, we see a really strong group is incoming 8th grade, incoming 6th grade, incoming 4th grade, but the every other year, our incoming 7th isn't as strong, our incoming 5th isn't, our incoming 3rd, and so we see these lacks of every other year. And kind of my plan is, how do we fix that? We've got to get this league and all of this kind of going, where every year we have groups. Right now we have one 7th grader really interested in playing. I've got a list from a parent and a teacher that gave me a list of other girls that we can get on board with it. And that's my goal, is to really build it, because you can't build a program with just having one core group. If you don't have that in front or behind, you're not really going to go anywhere. So
You can't do it today without doing summers too. You got to keep up.
Well, you could, but she graduated from Princeton, so we
yeah,
can't.
it was easy to be on that staff.
Yeah. Well, great. We're excited for you, and look forward to hopefully having you back in here and hearing how everything went.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Any other comments or questions? So we had, I'll just reiterate, we had a motion from Mr. Oakley, seconded by Mr. Schmidt, to approve the consent items, claim docket minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. The motion carries 4-0. As we stated, we pulled out the approval of the Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Walton. So we'll address that at this time as well. So we'll entertain a motion to approve the 2-year contract. You want to speak a little bit more on that?
Yep. So first of all, I want to thank the board. This has been over pretty well a year process, believe it or not. We were just discussing this a few days ago when I got the call from Jeff to come on board as the interim assistant superintendent. And I really felt like, I was excited about the transition. And I feel like that this has been a positive transition, moving from Dr. Camp to myself. And I came on board as that interim assistant superintendent. And then when Dr. Camp left in into February, we began the process of searching for my assistant superintendent. And so we brought a lot of administrators and teachers to the committee. We also took we had 3 individuals that we interviewed, and really felt like that they were good quality candidates. Some had superintendent experience, some had assistant superintendent experience, so it was a good, strong, quality group. And then we brought back our final candidate, was Michelle, and Michelle then took a tour of the buildings, met with the directors of each of the departments, talked to the principals a little bit more, and kind of walked around the buildings with them and stuff. And everyone really felt positive about the direction that she was talking about, and really felt like that she fit into what our vision was for the district. And like Michelle shared a little bit earlier this evening in our executive session that, she's creative. She wants to be that innovator. And that's one thing I think that I'm excited about is to have someone else leading the helm with me in this district to kind of look forward to see what's the vision of North Posey. We have a great heritage, but how can we build upon that heritage? And so this evening I bring forward her recommendation. Legally, we are required in the state of Indiana to provide a 2-year contract. So she will start at $95,000 with a 240-day contract. And of course, during the second year, if we approve a salary increase for the administrator, she would be available. That would be applicable to her as well. But she is coming back to us. She's been living in Noblesville, and her family's originally from Boonville, Indiana. She grew up there, and so she's excited to come back south to family and just get back involved. So we're excited to have her.
I entertain a motion to approve Mrs. Walden's assistant superintendent contract.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract of Mrs. Walden as listed.
I'll second.
So motion by Mr. Schmidt, seconded by Mr. Colley. Any comments or questions? The one thing I'll say is I'm really was really pleased. I think the board made a really good decision when we hired superintendent to take a pause on filling the assistant superintendent's role and kind of go the time period and kind of see what our needs were and what your needs were. And we really were hands off during that whole time and kind of left this up to you. So I think it's worked out really well and hopefully will be the best option for the school. And we look forward to having you on board. So any other comments, questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. The motion carries 4-0. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited.
So
Good, Michelle.
now the hot seat.
Sure, I get to join. Thank you very much.
Would you like to say anything?
Yeah, as I say, you want to.
Sure. I'll just echo kind of what Mr. Galvin said. I really enjoyed the interview process and getting to meet the administrators. I'm extremely excited to join the team. I feel like it fits very well with the team, and I have a lot to learn. A lot of heritage, a lot of history to learn in the community, and I'm open to that, ready for that. But I'm also ready to hit the ground running with some ideas that some of the team has shared of what they're interested in doing too. So just really excited to get to work. We've had a fantastic day of selling our house and buying a house and getting a job. So we're ready to go.
It's been a full day, hasn't it?
It has.
Well, outstanding. All right, new business, Mr. Galvin.
So, Mr. President, as you are aware, the board has been working diligently on a strategic planning process. And over the past few months, we've been meeting with Dr. Brad Balch from Indiana State University and working through our core values, our vision, our mission, and our high priorities. And the board kind of developed some reviewed or drafts of those items. And we then sent them out to the community to get community feedback. And we had over 200 people, parents, students, teachers, community members that sent back that survey with suggestions. But overall, it was a very positive response to what we had done. And so we were very excited about that. And the board then took that feedback from our community and came back and looked at those items again and made a few tweaks and a few changes. But overall, this evening, what we bring forward is what we really feel like is the direction of this district, and it establishes the vision for where we are headed. And I think the one thing that I like to bring out about this is that I think in all of our conversations, and the number one draft core belief there is we believe our community is vital to our educational success. And I think every night that we met, community was such a big part of our discussion, and just how the North Posey community supports our schools and supports all of our activities. But I wanted to publicly read through these. We believe that everyone is valued and treated with respect. We believe in always telling the truth. We believe in educational opportunity for all. We believe that student-centered programs challenge and inspire learning, and we believe in the pursuit of excellence through a strong sense of pride. The next one, our draft vision statement, is we inspire all students to achieve their potential for learning and life in a safe and supportive environment. And then our draft mission statement is we partner with our community to create a dynamic and innovative educational experience, empowering students to become educated, productive, responsible citizens. And then our draft priorities is really in the priority list, enhancing the student experience, investing in teachers and administrators, fostering strong relationships among all, and maximizing our resources. So to kind of give you an idea, this evening we're asking the board to publicly adopt these core values, vision, mission, and high priorities. We are scheduled to meet with Dr. Balch tomorrow, the administrative team, to begin actually developing our goals and our objectives, as well as a kind of a action plan to begin to move forward. And then we'll be bringing that back to the board hopefully here in a few months. And so, so we're excited about moving on to the phase 2 section and really beginning to flesh out those high priorities and how we can achieve those things as we move forward. So we bring that forward this evening for you to approve.
You guys anybody want to make comments on this? Rather than we'll kind of go backwards. We'll do comments on this beforehand. Can you go back? Can you go back to the, oh, I can't remember which one it was, but it was, the priorities, I think is what I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay. Greg, you were getting ready to speak?
I was just going to say that the whole process with Dr. Balch and everything that we went through was a good experience, and his expertise in the matter brought forth, I guess, a more expedited way for us to get to the end. You know, I don't know that we could have wordsmithed or brought up ideas as quickly as.
There's no way we could have got to the end.
So,
Yeah.
that was a good experience.
I came in with an apprehension just from being on committees and stuff when I was teaching, that where we come up with stuff and that it'd just be put in a drawer and never ever used. I don't think we ever spent the time that we did on this, and I felt really, really good with what we came up, and Dr. Balch was invaluable. I think that's the word I wanted.
It was a great process. I'm looking forward to seeing our new mission statement on the wall.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all kind of echo Larry's comments at the beginning. You know, strategic plans are kind of sometimes a lot of fluff and a big exercise, and then they never get kind of touched again. But we got pretty comfortable with Mr. Galvin and understanding this was going to be a living and breathing document, a useful tool. And I remember the one night we arm wrestled around with just words and from the simple part of honesty versus telling the truth, and how much, what did we want to say and how did we want that viewed, and how would a kindergartner look at that versus a senior in high school versus a parent versus a teacher. And those were really interesting conversations. I enjoyed those, but our goal was that we look forward to the community piece, holding the community, holding our kids, our parents, all of us accountable to the strategic plan and our priorities. I wanted this slide because our conversation we had kind of hits on those things. You were saying if we weren't going to allow innovation and thoughtfulness, it would kind of suffocate you, and that light went off pretty quickly there. That's what we were looking for and asking. So we're excited about it. I think it's a great idea. The community feedback, I think we had like 95, 98% is what he said, maybe there was a word here and there that wasn't exactly right, but for the most part, if you would focus on the key words on those responses, that we were all in alignment, which is kind of unheard of.
That was really the most exciting part to me, is seeing that we were right there in line with the community.
Yeah. There was not a whole lot of like, hey, this should be a priority or this should be there. It was all really pretty well aligned, so that was exciting.
The whole process I felt was really good for me as a new board member, to understand the other board members and what was going on, and I felt really, really good about it by the time we finished it. I feel really good about it now.
I agree. All right, so we will entertain a motion to approve the strategic plan, core values, mission, vision, and high priorities as presented by Mr. Galvin.
I'll make the motion to approve the request.
I'll second it.
So the motion is by Mr. Oakley and seconded by Mr. Colley. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 4-0. You can't let Dr. Volch hear all the compliments we gave him.
Okay, I will.
Keep that down.
I'll keep that down. So next up this evening is, as we've shared in the past couple of meetings, the federal government is providing school districts a lot of money from the COVID-19 pandemic. And we were going to be taking a portion of our ESSER funds and putting towards the purchase of new Chromebooks for the district. And pretty well, as soon as we submitted those, we then found out that we would be, or this grant here would be available for $7.1 billion through the FCC. And this also is mainly focused just on technology. So this is for connectivity purposes and things like that. I believe in your documents, there was a list of items that you could use this on, and it's very specific of what you can use, such as hotspots, tablets, laptops, modems, routers, components included by the manufacturer necessary for the equipment, such as cords and chargers. We can use warranties and those kinds of things. And so what AdTech does is they do provide our E-rate, which is our internet services. But as you know, federal grants sometimes require you have to kind of provide some money to an organization that will write the grant to the federal government and then oversee all the audits down the road. And so this contract is mainly for them to write the grant to get the money to purchase those Chromebooks and stuff. So we bring that forward this evening for your consideration. The cost of this service is $12,220, and that would either come out of the ESSER funds or that would come out of that $7.1 billion that we got back.
And we get $7.1 billion?
We don't get $7.1 billion. That's going to be divided up. So yeah, but I wish we did. I don't know what we would do with that much, Larry. So
We would have cake at a meeting if we had
but anyway, we are, what we are trying to do, as I have said quite often, is maximize those funds that we're getting in as much as we possibly can. So the way we understand this is, if we can get these funds, we will replace all the Chromebooks in the district. And so this will get us pretty well another 4 to 5 years down the road with our Chromebooks.
And it allows us to use the ESSER funds then for other.
Correct. Yeah.
And
we will then.
Help me out. What are the ESSER funds? I mean,
So those are the funds that we talked a little bit about last month. President Trump did ESSER 2, which was right around December, and then President Biden gave the ESSER 3 funds. Yeah. And so what we'll do is you're always able to go back into those grants and write amendments. And so we will go back into those and change those around. So Carol's been about ready to kill me with as much changes as we've been making.
Those are not normal grants though, right? Those
They
are
are
special
not.
projects that
They
were
are
kind of released
special
due to the
projects.
COVID pandemic.
Yeah. So
That's the school's bailout money, right?
pretty well.
Mhm.
Pretty well.
We entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract with AdTech.
Second.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Mr. Schmidt, seconded by Mr. Colley to approve the contract with AdTech. Any other comments or questions?
Are we only looking at replacing Chromebooks with this, or are we looking at some of the other things on this list as well?
The big thing we're looking at is just the Chromebooks. I think the only other things, and we've been applying for some grants and we've gotten some hotspots and things like that, so.
That's what I was curious
Yeah.
about. I know that's a big issue.
That is a big issue, but the biggest, and really quite honestly, we can get the hotspots. The biggest concern is we just don't have the internet out here.
Right.
I mean, that's really what it boils down to, is that, that would help us if we got the internet, and that's coming.
So we're kind of limited by that.
We're very limited. And like, for example, the hotspots that we got came from T-Mobile. And so that's the other thing sometimes is these grants are very specific into what company that are providing them. So it could be T-Mobile, whereas maybe you get the best service from Verizon out here. So, yeah.
I don't know, do all the rooms have, display boards? I'm not exactly
Yep.
sure what they're called.
Yep, everything has got the new line boards. We purchased a few more to kind of take care of some rooms this summer. And then all of the Wi-Fi, the infrastructure was upgraded probably about 2 years ago underneath Jake. So we're really in good shape as far as that's concerned. Yeah.
We'll be in really good shape if we get the Wi-Fi
Yes.
or broadband through the county.
The broadband's really the big issue, and that's coming. So.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0.
Next up this evening, we have the preventive maintenance service agreement with DeBraw Kemple. This will be an increase of $542 per year over our current agreement with a renewal total of being $18,520. The confusion we have is, it says up in the paragraph that there's a 2-year renewal. However, down here underneath the effective dates, it's only showing 1 year. So what I'm asking the board this evening to do is just go ahead and just approve it for 1 year. So let's do that since that's actually the effective dates on it. So.
And what does this cover? I mean, what is it?
So what this is mailing for service. This is a service agreement for our HVAC system. So in other words, if we have a breakdown or, with anything connected with our HVAC, they'll come in and they'll provide that routine maintenance on it or something like that. So, and these are actually preventive maintenances. So.
I apologize for asking all those questions.
Oh, no.
I just want to make sure.
That's perfectly fine. So.
We're billing you for them, so we're just asking.
Yeah. But, there's certain kind of startup and kind of things that need to happen every year with HVACs. There's also shutdowns that you have to do with these larger equipments and stuff like that. So, yeah.
So did the company out of Jasper that we, yeah,
Stephanogel. Yeah, sorry.
I couldn't have got it. So is that out of their jurisdiction to review
Yes.
stuff like this?
Yeah.
So, okay.
If we came in, DeBraw pointed out that we may need to upgrade the system, and
Then we go
get
back.
involved.
They would review that. Okay.
So like, for example, right now, the York at the high school needs to be replaced. In fact, we even had some issues today with it. So Scott Stephanogel will be who writes the RFP, what tonnage do we need and that kind of stuff. So.
Okay. And
I've learned more about HVAC since I've become superintendent, so you're testing my limits a little bit, so.
historically, we prefer not to sign multi-year contracts, right, Vince?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So it's good that we can do it there. The vendors constantly try to go 2 and 3 years, and our preference is not. So this will be just for a 1-year preventive maintenance agreement. We may have to come back and approve the second one, but at least for now, that's where we're going to be. Entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the DeBraw Kemple, whatever, however it's pronounced, preventive maintenance agreement.
Second.
I'll second.
So a motion by Mr. Colley and seconded by Mr. Oakley. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Next up this evening, you have, this is mainly just a formality. We're not adding anything or changing anything, but I wanted to bring it to the board since it actually is a contract. This is amendment number 2. As you are aware, I think we had a 3-year contract with Aramark. All this is this is just the contract that I have to sign off, that we have to send to the state, notifying the state that we are in a food service contract with Aramark. This has to be done for us to be able to continue to provide the free and reduced lunch. Also, as you guys are aware, we are going to be continuing the free lunch and free breakfast into the next year. The federal government's allowed that to continue. So we just wanted to bring this forward. There are no changes from the original contract or anything like that. The only thing that will be changed, and it's not in this contract, and we are still getting guidance from the DOE, is the adult prices this year. So breakfast and lunch prices for the adults will have to go up. And pretty well, that is not our choice. It's just a formula that the state gives to us, and they tell you this is what you have to charge. So we'll be bringing that. We thought we were going to have it ready for this evening, and then the state said no. Because of them doing the free lunches for the kids next year, we're going to have to increase the adult prices even more. So we're still waiting for some guidance from the DOE on that.
The free lunches is for all kids, right?
For all kids, correct, yeah. So like I said, this contract, there's no changes in it. I just want to bring it to you for approval so we can get that sent off. And like I said, it's just mainly for the state's information.
And our contract with Aramark only runs through
Next school year. Correct, yeah. So we will be looking into that situation probably at the end of this summer, begin the RFP process and discussions with the board to say, do we want to continue? Do we want to look someplace else? Do we want to create our own food service program again? What we would like to do. So we'll have those conversations at a later date.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the amendment number 2 agreement with Aramark.
Second.
I'll second it.
So a motion by Mr. Schmidt, seconded by Mr. Colley. Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Next up this evening, you just have the agreement that we had discussed previously for the language arts curriculum mapping for $38,500. This will be 3 consultants that will be working with our district on 5 days. And this will be paid from the ESSER 2 funds. So we wanted to bring that agreement forward to the board for consideration this evening.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the educational professional services agreement for the language arts curriculum mapping.
Second.
I'll second that.
So a motion by Mr. Colley, seconded by Mr. Schmidt. Any other comments or questions?
Yes, this is going to supply people to come in and help with our, yes,
Yeah.
as guidance. That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure.
This is for their consultation to come in and do that.
Any other? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Then last up this evening, you have for consideration the request from the Poseyville Kiwanis Club to use the property outside of the North Elementary School for the Autumn Fest on September 25th and 26th of 2021. And I always will say, if we can partner with the community, I think it's a great opportunity for us, as much as they do for us.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the Kiwanis Club's request.
Second.
I'll second.
A motion by Mr. Oakley, seconded by Mr. Colley. Any other comments or questions? I'm just glad we're having an Autumn Fest.
Yeah, exactly.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Personnel.
We have three requests this evening. Nathan Brando to attend the welding workshop, which was June 7th through the 9th. Shannon McMunn attended the examining iLearning data on June 8th. And then Stephanie, almost thought of that, Keyros, thank you. On September the 7th, training on the STAR Lab.
I used to teach that. I didn't realize they were still doing that. I used to be the Star Lab trainer.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I saw it, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
But it
that's
just
fine.
surprised me.
It's still around. I was surprised when I saw it too. I was like,
love
okay,
Star- I
it's been
love
around
Star
a
Lab.
long time.
Yeah.
I spent time in Mrs. Gray's Star Lab classes.
We even had a lunch where I played Led Zeppelin and all the teachers came in and we watched the stars and ate our lunch under the stars. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to noise.
Very
It
nice.
caught me off guard.
It's the most interesting dialogue we've had in person. Thank you for that. Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the professional leave request.
Second.
I'll second
So a motion by Mr. Oakley, seconded by Mr. Schmidt. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
So a couple of reports this evening. First of all, good news report. I want to thank all of our administrators for the end of the year. They did a great job. We were able to have our sixth grade graduation programs, our junior high graduation program. Dr. Streeter did a fantastic job with our graduation out of the high school. I think everyone was overjoyed to be kind of back to normal a little bit with that end of the year activities and stuff. And so I just want to thank all of our administrative team. I compiled a good news report of the entire year of all the things that we've done, and presented that to the staff the last day of school. And the only thing that we added was our baseball team won sectionals and made it to the final regional game. And so we want to congratulate them on that success, and had wished that we could have gone further, really. So, but anyway, it's been a great year. We've definitely seen that progression throughout the year and stuff. And so we're going to be pushing out that report to our community through Facebook and social media so they can see the great things that are happening here at North Posey. The other thing too, we've been getting a lot of questions about is COVID guidelines for the 2021-2022 school year. And, my whole goal is for things to be back as close to normal as possible next year. I understand our community really wants us to move away from masks, and we're hoping that is the possibility. We understand also there's going to be families out there who still want their children to wear masks, and we're going to make sure that those kids can do that as well. And so we're going to be seeking guidance as we move through this process. Of course, if the CDC or the governor issues mandates and things, then we'll have to follow those things. But we're hoping that things will kind of stay with local decision in the school board and our administrative team, and that we can move forward with our own recommendations and stuff. As always, we want our kids to be safe, but we also want them to be experiencing education in a fun way as well. So hopefully, as we move forward this year, things can be back to normal as much as possible. So, but anyway, and we will keep the community updated and our parents as the summer goes on, as we get more directives and stuff from the state. We'll be putting out press releases and things like that through social media and through our website to make sure that our parents are aware of what's going to be happening next school year and stuff. So.
I wanted to mention with the good news reports, the crowd at the softball sectional and then at the baseball regional. I didn't make the baseball sectional, but I felt it was just probably 2 or 3 times bigger than I expected. It was really, really great support at that regional.
Tell you what, the regional, I think they would have lost money if we hadn't have been there.
Oh,
Because the other
absolutely.
2 teams that we played that day, their fans were pretty small, weren't they, Scott?
And-
So, I mean, it was, we had pretty well almost probably 2/3 of the of the crowd.
It's like the triplets were back.
I know, yeah.
I think modern day realized they should have had another concession stand or seated us closer to it because it was not very well served at that
Yeah, I
time. I
saw
think it
it.
was Modern Day hosted, it wasn't like.
Well, I'll take the opportunity since Scott's with us today. I just can't thank you enough. We probably, as a corporation, had the most normal school year of anybody in this area. And I know the seniors were extremely appreciative for your efforts. You pulled off all the homecomings, you pulled off prom, you pulled off graduation. And I know some of those were, maybe cost a few gray hairs, but, you earned them.
I'll take the gray ones.
But, no, kudos. You and your staff did an outstanding job, so, appreciate all that you did.
We were lucky. We were very lucky and good. But yeah,
Sometimes
we did have one scare, but it ended up not panning out, so it all ended well.
I
So
mean,
thank you.
if you could have pulled off the weather for graduation, that was the only weakness that you did.
Well, if you ask anybody in Evansville, I think people were happy that we moved it inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Harrison and Bossy graduated outside and I think they were miserable.
Yeah.
Caps were blowing off, it was cold. I mean, it was, I do think a few more people, got into the gym than were supposed to, but we ended up being okay.
Sometimes things happen, right?
Yeah.
And I was worried about it being too hot in the suit out on the football.
You were. For no reason.
No reason.
For no reason.
I don't know why you could have thought that.
No.
No, thanks though, again. And, I thought it was interesting, the Boonville girls won the softball state finals, right?
Yes.
And, I remember being out at the softball field, our girls beat them and they're
Right.
a really good game, and I don't think there was another seat along the fences to be had. But just shows you how good of a softball team we had, that the 3A winner, we beat in the regular season, so.
And the 3A, and we still have Southridge playing for the state championship, and we beat Southridge.
Yeah, I know, those are just bitter pills, but we got some good momentum going. Anybody else have anything for the good of the cause? Anybody? All right, our next meeting will be Monday, July 12th. It's our regular scheduled board meeting. We'll be here in the central office. And executive session, should we need it, we'll start at 5:30. Regular meeting will start at 6:30. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Conway, seconded by Mr. Schmidt. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Could I get a picture? Do you want to get a picture together and I could